Take Take two on sea. More than 6,500 care home residents in England were issued notice to quit in the year to March 2026, driven by rising staffing, energy, and other operating costs that are squeezing providers and prompting reductions in council funded placements. Care homes across England issued 6,557 notices to quit in the year to March 2026, and over 21,400 residents have been evicted in the past 3 years, according to investigations and Freedom of Information data reported by national outlets. Providers and sector bodies point to rising staffing costs, national insurance, and higher minimum wages, soaring energy bills, and other operating pressures as the main drivers, forcing homes to stop taking or to remove council-funded residents whose fees councils will not cover. Key facts and figures. Notices to quit. Year to March 2026, 6,557. 3 years total affected, 21,400 residents. In industry cost drivers, staffing accounts for roughly 70% of care home costs. Recent policy changes and wages raises have added an estimated 10% to bills for some providers. Why this is happening? Funding gap. Local authority fees often fall short of the true cost of care, so homes limit or withdraw council-funded placements to remain solvent. Higher labor and operating costs, increases in employer national insurance, the living wage, and energy prices have masterly raised running costs. Regulatory and clinical reasons. Some notices follow deterioration in a resident's needs that a home cannot safely meet. However, campaigners warn of revenge evictions and contested cases. Immediate impacts and risks. Disruption and harm to vulnerable people. Forced moves can be traumatic, especially for people with dementia or complex needs. Increasing risk of confusion, disorientation, and hospital admission. Pressure on councils and alternative placements. Short 28-day notices leave little time to find suitable alternatives, straining local systems. Potential for more closures. Financial pressure may increase closures or hardbacks of contacts, reducing local capacity. What to watch and possible responses. Policy moves. Calls for increased sustainable adult social care funding and stronger legal protections for residents are growing. Monitor government statements and local council funding reviews. For families, if a loved one receives a notice, contact the home and local authority immediately. Request written reasons, ask for extensions, and seek advice from Care Rights UK or local advocacy services. More than 6,500 older people in England were issued notices to quit by their care homes in the year to March 2026, a scale of eviction that campaigners describe as unprecedented, destabilizing, and for many families terrifying because forced moves can trigger rapid health decline and even homelessness. Any notice should be treated as urgent, with the families contacting the home, the local authority and advocate immediately. The scale of the crisis. Investigations drawing from Freedom of Information data review is barely workable for frail older people who require complex round-the-clock support. Behind each number is a person who may have dementia, mobility challenges, or medical needs that make any move disorientating and dangerous. Families describe the process as cruel. Chaotic, and utterly destabilizing. especially when they are given little explanation or time to plan. Why care homes are issuing so many notices? The surge in evictions is not driven by a single factor, but a cost of care. Homes that once absorbed the gap now say they simply cannot survive financially without reducing or ending council funded placements. Raising operating costs increases the national living wage, employer national insurance contributions, and energy bills have pushed operating costs sharply upward. Since staffing accounts for roughly 70% of care homes' expenses, even small wage changes may even small wage changes have major consequences. Clinical or capacity pressures. Some notices are issued because a resident's needs have changed or a home is closing, but advocacy groups warn of revenge evictions, cases where families who raise concerns about care quality later received sudden notices to quit. The result is a system where providers feel cornered, councils feel overwhelmed, and older people bear the brunt. The legal landscape and what notice to quit means. Notice to quit, or NTQ, is a formal legal step. It typically provides at least 20 days notice, but the consequences can escalate quickly if the situation isn't resolved. Recent changes under the Renters' Rights Act 2025 introduced new possession grounds for supported accommodation, including retirement and extra care housing. Courts may now grant possessions if the accommodation is deemed unsuitable for a tenant's changing needs. A shift that gives providers more legal clarity but leaves residents feeling more vulnerable. What families should do immediately? Your urgent action plan. Get the notice written in writing and check the date and stated an extension. Request a full care needs review to determine whether the move is clinically justified. Seek advocacy or legal support. Age UK, Care Rights UK, and specialist solicitors can intervene quickly. Document everything: emails, calls, meetings, notes, and any promises of extra time. Ask for alternative placements in writing, including timelines and transport arrangements. Families who act quickly often secure more time, better options, or a reversal of the notice. What happens next and what to watch? Government funding decisions. Adult social care budgets are under review, and sector leaders warn that without urgent investment, more homes may issue notices of close entirely. Local capacity pressures. Councils already struggle to find suitable placements, especially for people with dementia or high needs care. Regulatory scrutiny. Campaigners are calling for stronger protections against unfair evictions and clearer oversight of how notices are issued. Okay, guys, that is your C for tonight. I will try and do another show shortly. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.